Here's 10 inventions that completely changed the world, in no particular order. The printing press, Gutenberg's gift to the world. Before 1440, books were a luxury few could afford, painstakingly copied by hand, one at a time, usually by monks tucked away in monasteries. But that all changed when a German goldsmith named Johannes Gutenberg had an idea that would shake the foundations of the world. The printing press. Gutenberg's invention wasn't just about printing books faster. It revolutionized how information spread. For the first time in history, knowledge could be duplicated with speed and precision. What had once been confined to the elite suddenly became accessible to the masses. What were the effects? Earth-shattering, literacy rates soared, ideas flowed like wildfire. The press helped ignite the Renaissance, empowering thinkers, scientists, and artists across Europe. It laid the groundwork for the Reformation, the scientific revolution, and even modern democracy. Gutenberg didn't just invent a machine, he unleashed a knowledge explosion that changed the course of human history. Coming in at number 2, for centuries, the world was lit by fire, candles, oil lamps, and gaslight cast their dim glow over dark streets and shadowy rooms. But in 1879, that all changed when Thomas Edison introduced something the world had never seen, a practical, long-lasting electric light bulb. Now, Edison didn't invent electricity, but he made it usable. His real genius lay in creating an entire system. The light bulb, yes, but also the power grid to distribute electricity safely and efficiently. Suddenly, homes could stay bright after sunset, factories could run late into the night, cities began to sparkle with artificial daylight. This wasn't just about seeing in the dark. Electric power transformed human life, fueling industry, revolutionizing communication, and laying the foundation for everything from household appliances to the digital world we live in today. Edison's light bulb didn't just light up rooms, it lit up the modern era. At number 3, the World Wide Web, the birth of the digital age. Imagine a world where computers couldn't talk to each other, and the internet was just a jumble of isolated systems and cryptic commands. That was reality until 1989, when a British computer scientist named Tim Berners-Lee had a radical idea. Connect it all with a system of linked documents you could access with a simple click. That idea became the World Wide Web. While the internet already existed in basic form, Berners-Lee's invention gave it structure and usability. He created web pages, hyperlinks, and the first web browser, turning a complex tool for scientists into a global gateway for everyone. Information, once locked away in libraries or databases, became instantly available to anyone with a connection. The result? A revolution. The web transformed how we communicate, shop, learn, work, and entertain ourselves. From social media to streaming, search engines to e-commerce, it all traces back to that quiet moment when the first web page went live. The World Wide Web didn't just connect computers, it connected humanity. Next up, the telephone, the invention that let us hear across the world. In 1876, a simple sentence changed the world. "Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you." Those were the first words ever spoken over a telephone, invented by Alexander Graham Bell. Until then, long-distance communication meant waiting days or weeks for letters to arrive. But Bell's invention broke that barrier. For the first time, human voices could travel through wires. What once took paper, postage, and patience could now happen in real time. The telephone didn't just connect people, it reshaped society. Businesses could coordinate across cities. Families stayed in touch over continents. Emergency services became faster and more effective. Over time, the telephone evolved from bulky wooden boxes to smartphones in our pockets. But it all began with Bell and that crackling, history-making call. In one brilliant moment, the telephone shrunk the world, forever changing how we connect. At number 5, we have the airplane. From 12 seconds to global skies. It was a cold December day in 1903 when 2 bicycle mechanics from Ohio, Orville and Wilbur Wright, made history on the windy sands of Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Their invention, the Wright Flyer, stayed in the air for just 12 seconds and flew a mere 120 feet. But in that brief moment, humanity took flight. What began as a wobbly, experimental leap has since become a cornerstone of modern life. Today, over 100,000 flights soar across the globe every day, moving people, products, and ideas with a speed once unimaginable. The Wright brothers didn't just invent an aircraft. They launched a revolution in transportation, trade, and human connection. Airplanes have made the world more accessible, shrinking continents in 2 hours and making international collaboration the norm. That tiny hop in 1903 was more than a flight. It was the dawn of the jet age. At number 6, we have the accidental discovery that saved millions, penicillin. Imagine this. A tiny cut, a scraped knee, or a sore throat, all potentially life-threatening. That was everyday reality before 1928, when a Scottish scientist named Alexander Fleming returned from vacation to find something unexpected growing in one of his petri dishes: mold. But this wasn't just any mold. It was Penicillium notatum, and it was killing the surrounding bacteria. Fleming had stumbled upon penicillin. The world's first true antibiotic was a discovery that would transform medicine forever. Infections that once killed millions, pneumonia, strep throat, even infected wounds, became treatable. By World War II, penicillin was saving lives on the battlefield and back home, ushering in the age of antibiotics. Fleming's accidental breakthrough didn't just treat illness, it redefined human survival, extending life expectancy and making modern surgery and medicine possible. Sometimes the smallest mold can make the biggest difference. Next up, the bullet train, Japan's high-speed leap forward. In 1964, as the world looked toward Tokyo for the Summer Olympics, Japan unveiled something even more electrifying than the games. The Shinkansen, better known as the bullet train. Sleek, silent, and shockingly fast, this marvel of engineering zipped between cities at speeds over 200 miles per hour, a feat unheard of at the time. What once took hours by train could now be done in a fraction of the time, forever changing how people lived, worked, and traveled across Japan. But the Shinkansen was more than just a fast train. It became a symbol of progress. It boosted economic growth, connected urban and rural areas, and set a new global standard for public transportation. Countries around the world took notice, and the age of high-speed rail was born. The bullet train didn't just move people faster, it showed how smart infrastructure could move entire nations forward. Coming in at number 8, the steam engine, powering the Industrial Revolution. It all began in 1712, when Thomas Newcomen built the first steam engine to pump water out of mines. It was clunky, slow, and limited, but it sparked an idea. Fast forward to 1776, and James Watt stepped in with a breakthrough, a vastly more efficient, practical steam engine that could do far more than pump water. Watt's innovations transformed the steam engine into the driving force behind the Industrial Revolution. Suddenly, machines didn't need rivers to run, they had portable power. Factories sprang to life, locomotives roared across countries, and ships crossed oceans, all propelled by steam. This wasn't just a new way to generate energy, it was a new way of life. The steam engine powered an age of invention, industry, and expansion, laying the groundwork for modern manufacturing and transportation. From deep within the mines to the heart of booming cities, steam turned the gears of history. The penultimate subject of the series, the computer, from Babbage's vision to a digital world. In 1837, long before electricity was common and decades before the word computer had its modern meaning, Charles Babbage dreamed up something extraordinary. The analytical engine, a machine that could perform calculations, store data, and even make decisions based on logic. Though it was never fully built during his lifetime, Babbage's design was astonishingly ahead of its time. It laid out the blueprint for what we now recognize as a computer, complete with memory, a processor, and the ability to be programmed. Fast forward a century, and Babbage's ideas found life in the giant room-sized computers of the 1940s eventually, shrinking down to the smartphones in our pockets today. Modern computers now run entire economies, explore galaxies, and even generate the very words you're reading right now. Charles Babbage may not have lived to see his machine realized, but his vision shaped the digital world, a true legacy of innovation. Last but certainly not least, the wheel, the invention that set everything in motion. It may seem simple, just a round object on an axle, but the wheel is one of the most profound inventions in human history. First appearing around 3500 BC in ancient Mesopotamia, its earliest use wasn't even for transport, it was for shaping clay on pottery wheels. But once someone had the genius idea to put a wheel on a cart, everything changed. From chariots and wagons to gears and engines, the wheel became the foundation of movement, not just in transportation, but in machinery, industry, and engineering. It's the quiet force behind every car ride, clock tick, and conveyor belt. Without the wheel, progress would have ground to a halt, quite literally. No roads, no engines, no machines. We'd still be stuck in the Stone Age, dreaming of momentum. It's easy to overlook, but the wheel didn't just move objects, it moved civilization forward. If you made it to the end, I'd like to say thank you. Stick around for part 2 of the series, where I'll be diving into 10 more inventions that completely changed the world. And if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe to the channel.